13 years old, my family moved from Pittsburgh to a little town outside of Boston, Massachusetts. And when you're a 13-year-old girl and you've got kind of hair like this and bad skin and flat-chested, it's not really a glamorous time in your life. But I did have something really special about me that a lot of people don't know. And I know a lot of you people in this room are going to relate to this. I was in the band, right? Yeah, right? But I didn't play just any old woodwind, no apologies to you flute players and clarinetists. I played the French horn, okay? So, for those of you who don't know, a French horn is from the brass family. It's got this little mouthpiece and this huge bell on the end that you stick your hand in and cup it just right to get just the right sound. And in the middle, between the mouthpiece and the bell, is all this brass tubing that you gotta blow through, okay? So, and it turns out, in this town outside of Boston, French horn players were in short supply. So one day, my band director at the public school gets his call from the orchestra director at the private academy. And he said, "Do you have a horn player?" And he says, "I sure do." And from then on, every Thursday afternoon, I'd run over on the bus to the Milton Academy. Milton Academy, if you don't know, is a private boarding school for the who's who of the East Coast, where all the elite children go. And I had no business being there. I mean, the Kennedys went there, and James Taylor went there too, which is kind of weird, but a lot of really famous, rich people went there. But I'll tell you, the kids at the academy, they didn't treat me badly, they didn't make fun of me, they didn't put me down for being a public school girl, but they really didn't even talk to me either. So I just kind of played, but I love music, so I was happy to be there. So it's a week before our winter concert, and I run home to my mom and say, Mom, I have to have something new to wear to the winter concert. She's like, okay, whatever. So off to Sears we go. So I'm looking through the racks of clothing, and I find this really cute little corduroy skirt. It's tan, it's got little pockets, and I got this long sleeve navy blue shirt, and on the front of it is this pattern of Saturn, right? The outline of Saturn with glitter. It was very cool. I really loved it. This is the 70s, so hang on. So the night of the concert comes up, and my mom drops me off in front of the concert hall. I run in to play with my fellow musicians to warm up, and there they are, the beautiful ones, right? The boys with their hair all slicked back, skin bright as can be, and they're wearing tuxedos. And the girls with those beautiful blonde, long hair, it's all done up in little updos, and they've got long formal gowns on. And there I am with my Saturn. I just want to run home and crawl up into a ball and cry, but I'm a professional. The show must go on. So I went out on that stage with everybody else, and thank God I'm in the back row with all the brass players and no one can see me. We get through the first 3 numbers, but then the next number comes up, and this is really why I've been invited. We're playing the overture from Romeo and Juliet by Tchaikovsky. And if you don't know, there's this gorgeous, gorgeous French horn solo in it, and that's why I've been invited. The song starts. I'm a little nervous and apprehensive. I've already been humiliated by what I'm wearing, and I don't want to humiliate myself by how I play. And my solo comes, and I start off a little shaky, but then, all that hours and hours of practice and rehearsal, I get into the moment and I start playing. And then it's over. And we put our instruments down, and I start busying myself with doing what brass players do. Are any brass players in the room? So you know, right? What are you gonna do? Spit valve, right? So horns, like trumpets and trombones, have these little valves at the end that they can just open up, and they blow into their horn, and the spit that you've been blowing into the horn drips out onto the floor. Okay, sounds gross. It was very acceptable. But French horns don't have spit valves. Well, not the cheap school model ones anyways. So for a French horn player, you have to take off the mouthpiece, then you rotate the horn counterclockwise 3 times around, let the spit dribble out where the mouthpiece was onto the floor. So I'm doing all this, getting ready. I fixed my music for the next song, and I look up at the conductor to take the next cue, and he's looking at me. And he's smiling at me. I smile back at him. And he kind of gives me a nod, and I'm like nodding back at him. And then he gives me the hand. I'm like, oh, you know what that means? The soloist must stand up and take her bow. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Really, I'm good. I'm really good. And I started fiddling with my music again, trying to ignore the whole thing. He says, no. I look up again. He's like, get up. Because we can't play the next song until I get up, take my bow, and sit down again. And I'm like, oh my God. And And I put my head down in defeat. And that's when I realized in my hands is the answer. I've got my French horn. And I put it in front of my Saturn. I slowly stand up to take the acknowledgement that the crowd was supposed to give me. And I look out at this audience, and it's full of all these who's who, these parents, these alumni, these kids, and they start applauding more. And then, all of a sudden, there's this pitter-patter of feet on the stage floor. Does anyone know what this is? This is when musicians who have their hands full of instruments can't clap for you if you did a good job. Yes, please, everyone do it. It made me so happy. Yeah, thank you. Right, that noise. And I heard that noise, and I look around at them, and they're not looking at me. They're just patting their feet really fast. I'm like, oh my God, they've accepted me. I'm one of them. I belong. They like me. They really, really like me. And I have to tell you, at that very moment, it was music to my ears, right? And so at that moment, with that pride in me, I slowly lowered my French horn. And I let those full stage lights take in my glittery Saturn and my flat but proud chest. Well, I'll tell you what, 4 months later, it was time for the spring concert. And I rushed home that week before. I said, Mom, I have just something special to wear. And she said, okay, we'll go to Sears. I picked out a beautiful outfit. It was a polyester brown skirt, a long sleeve shirt with little dainty blue flowers. We get to the concert. I think I'm ready to go for this one. And I walk into the hall, and there they are, the beautiful ones. The boys with their hair and, great little spring cuts, wearing polo shirts and khakis. And the girls are with their pretty blonde girls, just down their backs with summer dresses on and little dainty sandals. And I realized then that I will never belong to this group of people, no matter what. But I always know this, we'll always have Tchaikovsky.